Hey everyone, welcome back to Mike's Wellness Corner. It's been a while. We've been on a little sabbatical, but we're back now, and I wanted to welcome everyone. And if you can hear me and see me okay, put a Y or a yes in the comments, please. Thanks so much. That's really nice of you, and I'm glad to be back. Glad to be having a vibrant, getting ready for fall coming up. We're in September now, and today the subject is about reducing pain and inflammation. It is an issue for pretty much everyone, but there are some steps that we can take to improve that. So if you happen to be dealing with some pain, whether it's temporary or chronic, type an 8 in the comments below. Thanks so much, everyone. Thank you so much for participating. That's very kind of you. And I'm excited to be here to just share some tips about how we can take care of inflammation. As I mentioned, it could be just some slight temporary inflammation that flares up. You know, inflammation is good. It's kind of our body's warning. But then when it becomes a situation that's ongoing and becomes chronic, then it can become a big challenge. So at any rate, one of the first things that I want to recommend is that we do some light movement. And it could just be a walk around the block. I know when I went through my major health crisis in 2020, it was tough, challenging for me to just walk from my front door to my mailbox about 50 feet. And my wife was encouraging me, and it was just a challenge. But thank goodness, due to some amazing medical science technology and persistence, I did that. Then I started walking around the block. And now I have a pretty amazing exercise regimen that gives me about an hour to an hour and a half every day of movement. But just if you're dealing with chronic pain and inflammation, don't overdo it. Don't try to do too much, but just do some light movement, whether it's just walking around the block or, maybe just gentle stretches. Even if you can't walk due to your challenges or your situation, just do some light movement. And then another very important part of the formula is to stay hydrated. And one of the things that I'm being told over and over when I have conversations with people is that I just can't drink water. It's just impossible for me to drink water. Well, it may seem that way, but it's really not. So if you have to add some infusions of squeezed lemon or maybe even some powdered flavored supplements in there to make the water tasty and more appealing to you, do it. But by all means, stay hydrated. The rule of thumb ultimately is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 180, then the ultimate goal, maybe not right now, but the ultimate goal is to do at least 90 ounces of water in your body. I weigh 170, so I literally drink 32-ounce bottles of water a day, which is 96 ounces. So that's a little bit more than the ultimate goal or ultimate recommendation for my consumption of water. But I really feel amazing by people tell me that haven't seen me in a long time that my skin looks amazing, that I look younger than they saw me 10 years ago. And it's all because of these things like this. So, and whether or not you're having issues with it, I know my own father had issues drinking water. We could not get him to do any more than maybe just a few sips out of a bottle of water. And he was going through cancer treatments at the time. Now he could drink a full cup of coffee and have no issues with that. And that's some hydration, but coffee and caffeine and tea tends to dehydrate us instead of hydrate us. So at any rate, do your best. Try to drink at least one 16-ounce bottle of water or one glass of water per day. Start there, even if you have to put some lemon or whatever you need to add to it to make it flavorable for you so that you can do it. Because I know I've talked to a plethora of people that just have a real issue drinking water. So try. Now, if any of these tips so far are making sense, type a Y or yes in the comments for me, please. Thank you so much. So finally, let's concentrate on an anti-inflammatory diet. Now, if we're eating things that are high in saturated fats, processed foods, we are going to add to our challenges with the inflammation. So try some anti-inflammatory foods. One of my favorites, and I believe most people would love, is dark blueberries. Find a good produce market or go to a good produce section in an organic food market and find the darkest blueberries you can find. Number one, they're so flavorful. I mean, you just pop a handful in your mouth. They're amazing. They're delicious. I have wheat bran cereal 3 days a week in the morning for my breakfast, and I will put almost a half a cup of those dark blueberries on top of my cereal. So that's one thing. Another thing is salmon, for all the omega-3s in that salmon, the mega oil in salmon. But however, my wife and I've discovered through Sam's Wholesale Club, they have a fresh supply of salmon, sockeye salmon, and they also have, which has become my favorite, steelhead trout. It is so much more flavorful to me than salmon, that's become my favorite. So just the other night, we had some royal steelhead trout. We had fresh small potatoes boiled, and then we had steamed green beans. A really good anti-inflammatory diet. So if you've not tried steelhead trout, I want to recommend that. And there's many other ways that you can, and foods rather, that you can use to decrease that inflammation. So by eating an anti-inflammatory diet. So you can go to my website, www.mikebeverly.life, and click some of the information there. There's some blogs about hydration. There's some other information about anti-inflammatory diets. But one of the things you can do is if you will type METOO, METOO in the comments, I will send you the link to my free ebook, Reduce Inflammation Without Medication. And it has 5 valuable tools. All the tools are included in the tips here. Some light movement, some hydration tips, and eating an anti-inflammatory diet. We give you specific tips there on how and what foods to look out for and what foods to avoid. So if you'd like to have that tool in your tool chest, just put METOO, METOO. You can do it in lowercase letters or uppercase letters, and I will send you the link to download the free guide, Reduce Inflammation Without Medication. So hopefully these tips have been helpful, and we'll look forward to having you back on another episode of Mike's Wellness Corner. Comes out every Wednesday, approximately 11 a.m. So reach out to me, connect on LinkedIn, and send me an informational, say, hi, Mike, or whatever. But then let's connect and have a conversation. And if there's any other tips or any other information that you feel necessary that you would like to learn more about, put that in the comments. If you'd like to learn more about hydration, put that in there. Whatever that you feel would be helpful to you, put in the comments below, and that we will certainly do our best to add some informational tips and another lesson at the Mike's Wellness Corner for you. So it's been great to see you again. Sorry that I've been kind of on sabbatical here, but I'll be back every Wednesday from here on. So have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Take care.